Good evening, Commissioners. The United States of America, which was founded in 1776, is a system that believes in balanced government. The founding fathers, which were young people, envisioned a system of checks and balances to hold all parties responsible for ensuring that all citizens were represented accurately. At age 25, I believe as the youngest candidate, I represent my generation under these values. Commissioners, I want you to know that I have been featured on CNN News as an eye reporter. A lot of my things have been featured on CNN, such as on the Mississippi River flooding. Commissioner Schaefer, I interviewed her through Breakthrough Women. I was a member of the White House Press Corps when President Barack Obama came here to Memphis, Tennessee, and visited Booker T. Washington High School. I also just recently greeted Hollywood celebrity Jason Earls, Diamond Rio at the Dublin Music Fest, and Harrison Frazier at Southwind. I have gained a close business partnership with Barbara Hyde of the Hyde Foundation and Matt FedEx founder Fred Smith. And I would like to read a letter that I have just recently received from Governor Bill Haslam of Tennessee, who I'm a business associate with also. And it states, "Dear Nicholas, thank you for contacting me. Listening to and learning from Tennesseans is very important to me, and I'm committed to better understanding your concerns. As I travel across the state and learn about the unique challenges facing each community, one thing in common is places that I visit is the need for new jobs. As the governor, my priority is to make Tennessee #1 in the state in the Southeast region. As part of my plan to bring high-quality jobs to Tennessee, I'm working to improve our educational system, manage the budget conservatively, and implement regional economic development strategies to leverage each region's existing assets. Again, I thank you for contacting my office and concerns. Warmest regards, Governor Bill Haslam." I'd like to thank you, Commissioners, for your service to humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Mr. Pegues? All right, thank you. Mr. Polk, Louis Polk.
Huh? Good. Oh, that's a terrible. The other time we had went to oh my God.
Nicholas Police reporting here in Nashville, Tennessee.
You gotta get a pack.
All the organizations that's here to support early childhood education. Could you make them feel welcome, please? Now stand up for us, please.
Thank you. Stand up. Yeah.
Hey, all the way from Memphis. Thank you all.
Great. There's two announcements. We'll stand in recess until 4:30 to hear the remainder of the bills. The second announcement is just remember we have subcommittee meetings tomorrow at 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock. We've got over 100 bills to hear tomorrow, so get you a good breakfast. Bring your lunch. Stand in recess at 4:30. Thank you.
Public Service Leadership Academy. Just please stand so we can welcome you. There they are. And we also would like to recognize the Stand for Children, members from across the state. You would please stand. I want to thank you all for being here today, watching how government works. Representative Pitt, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Got a couple of great examples of outstanding leadership of our Tennessee Technology Centers in the audience today. Mark Lenz and Mark Powers from Nashville and Clarksville-Dixon. Just want to ask them to stand and just say thank you for your work on behalf of higher education in this state.
Representative Brooks, you're recognized, please.
The old Brooks compared to the young Brooks and the like. I think I've got some folks from the teachers from Knox County, the KCEA, is Sherry and Bill here. I don't see the two programs that already exist, University of Tennessee in Knoxville and Vanderbilt, and that they would not receive credits. If it's okay with this committee, I would ask for a committee roll for 1 week so that we can get with the Senate and legal and draft these amendments.
Without objection, we have one committee roll by Speaker Nathan. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Ramsey, it looks like you've got item number 3, that's House Bill 3770. You're recognized, sir.
I do, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. This bill was brought to us from the School Board Association, and it goes,
Got a motion and a second.
it goes to further clarify existing the tradition that those 24 counties that are under the 1981 Budgeting Act are required only to pass a designated fund for the LEA budget.
Are you identifying the amendment?
Yes,
We have an amendment on this. I have a motion on the amendment. Have a motion and a second on the amendment.
and that's essentially what the amendment says. It rewrites the bill to clarify that those counties operating under the 81 Act may only adopt a dollar amount for the school budget rather than actually approving various categories and line items, which has been traditionally the case. This just puts it in code.
Okay, is everybody here representing PQ?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Sponsor, does that include most every county, that 81 Act? Is that?
No, there are only 24 of the counties that are under the 81 Act.
Okay, thank you.
And under the 57 Act, because I think a majority of the others, that is specified more clearly.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on the amendment before we go to the full bill? If not, all in favor, say aye. All opposed, ayes have it. Representing Forty, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Lee.
Chairman, so this would indeed codify that the legislative body, as in county commissions, could in fact approve the bottom line without addressing line items.
Yes, and essentially, when terms change and typically when you get a lot of new commissioners on, they have questions about that. And constantly the School Board Association and the PCCA are getting inquiries wondering why they can't do that. Well, in the 57, it's specified, and it's intended in the 81 Act, but not specified. So there.
Next on the calendar will be item number 9, it's House Bill 3636 by Representative Mark. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, committee.
Do I have a motion? Have a motion and a second. This bill does have an amendment, I believe. So do I have a motion on the amendment? Have a motion and a second on the amendment, if you would please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and committee. This is a caption bill, and the amendment simply states that we're encouraging the department to create and implement a parental contract that would improve parental involvement in schools.
Would you mind to read the drafting code on that?
Yes, sir. 01401262.
Thank you. Do I have discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Amendment goes on the bill. The bill as amended is before you. Discussion on the bill. Questions been called for. All in favor say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Calendar and rules.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
Nicholas Fagese reporting here with Beth Hartwell, the Speaker of the House of Representatives here in the great state of Tennessee, who's holding her hand a letter from the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Ms. Hartwell.
Absolutely, and isn't it an honor that they have thanked you for your work and your efforts? what an inspiration you are to young Tennesseans and young Americans. So this was quite an honor for you to receive this letter. Thank you for sharing with me.
Thank you, Ms. Hartwell, and you have a blessed day. And it's an honor to represent Tennessee. Nicholas Pegues reporting here at the Tennessee State Capitol. This is awesome. Nicholas Pegues in the governor's office. I had like an awesome experience. I met the Lieutenant Governor, Ron Ramsey, so it was pretty cool. And I met Beth Hartwell, people I all kind of personally know. So it's a pretty cool experience, and I gave them my Stand for Children thing, and so hopefully they could influence them with Stand for Children. Okay, yes, sir. Nicholas Pegues reporting with CNN iReport here with Commissioner Hattie Schaefer, who is the Commissioner of East Memphis and Germantown. And she was the representative who represented my generation well as a Shelby County Commissioner. And I'm going to ask her a few questions. And my first question is, and this is going to be broadcast on Nominating Through a Breakthrough Women on CNN iReport. Can you tell me your history as a political icon, and when did you start in the political process, and how do you feel as a woman in politics?
Okay, well, let me break that down. Thank you for calling me an icon. I think that's great. That's very flattering. I'm really a very normal wife, mom, employee, like almost every other woman across America. Women fit into one of those categories. And I got involved with the process because we were going to be taxed on something that we hadn't had a voice on, and I believe in taxation with representation, and I believe in fully using the benefits that are there and the powers that we have to make sure that the legislators listen to our voices. So I ran a petition drive, and we did have an influence on the process. And although I've always been politically active, I worked for many campaigns, and it was part of the way I was raised, Nicholas, is we believe that you need to, you need to take part and you need to be involved, right, and not let other people determine your destiny. And so I got involved in a really serious way when I was doing the petition drive, and from there it's kind of like you can't get out. Once you're involved in politics, then there's always something else to be doing. As a woman in politics, I will tell you, as a woman in business, I've never really felt any kind of discrimination or even really a glass ceiling. I've always risen very quickly wherever I went, and I've always seen doors open. But I have noticed since I've been in politics that there is almost a glass ceiling in politics. And I've felt a little more aware of the fact that there are still some very old attitudes among some folks who are in circles of influence in politics. So I'm having a lot of fun trying to knock those down. Even though I am 5 feet tall, I want to make sure that I can get their attention. And it's just one of the things that women have to deal with. And I think that in my generation, and certainly in yours, Nicholas, it will be a thing of the past.
Absolutely. My second question is, and this is regarding the school system. I heard that you were a school teacher in the past. Can you tell me how long you were a school teacher and what schools did you teach at?
I taught for 4 years. I taught kindergarten at a Lutheran school here in town, Christ the King Lutheran, and honestly, it was the best job that I've ever had in my whole life. It was really wonderful. When you teach for a private school, though, especially Christian school, it's a mission, and so your pay is almost like a hobby. You don't get paid a lot, and so I had to go out and get other jobs in order to just support myself. But I'm so glad I did it. I've never regretted it, and teaching is really my first love.
Okay, great. This is regarding the school system here in Memphis. When I was a candidate for state representative in Tennessee House District 98, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation extended a letter to me by email and regarding my service to humanity and helping the children here in Memphis. What is going to happen to the money donated by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to Memphis City Schools?
Well, that is such a good question. And I've been assured that that money will still stay in place, but it's my job as an elected representative to make sure and not just rely on assurances. So that's one of my first orders of business. As we're starting to interview this new school board, I want to make sure we have people on there who are going to have good oversight on these kind of things. And I will be in regular contact with them, both personally and through letters, to make sure that those kind of things don't slip through the cracks.
Okay, great. How do you see me as a 25-year-old Shelby County Unified School Board applicant?
Well, I think it's wonderful that you're applying. We have many, many applicants. We've got folks who are granddads and grandmothers, and we've got, I believe you're the youngest one that we have.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's terrific because you have just been through the school process more recently than the rest of us. And I believe in a diversity of the experience. I think that in order to make a good decision, what I call a 360 decision, you need to have input from folks all over the spectrum. And you may not be able to please everybody, but at least you're getting input from every direction so that you can make the best decision for the most amount of people. I think, Nicholas, what you bring to the table is, some experiences that the other folks on the board wouldn't have.
Wow, okay, thank you. I'm a graduate of Cordova High School in 2004, and I want to give back to the alumni. How can I be recognized by the Shelby County Commission as a notable alumni, and how can the commission partner with Cordova High School?
Well, I would love to personally, as a commissioner, partner with Cordova High School because it's in my district and I represent them. So if you will help make the introductions, I'll pave the way on that. But as far as being recognized, I would be happy to write a resolution for you and have you recognized in front of the county commission, and that's something that we could also ask the folks from Cordova High to come down, the administration, perhaps the principal there, to come down and co-receive a commendation for the both of you, because Cordova High has done a very good job recently in producing some very good students.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, this is my last question. It says, I have met Fred Smith, Barbara Hyde of the Hyde Foundation, Bill Friss, former RNC Chairman Michael Steele, Rents Priebus, all while I was a candidate. But do you think that as a county commissioner, some people have been complaining about the accessibility of the administration of Memphis City schools and some in the Shelby County schools? Do you think that we need a more accessible government in the school government?
Well, now you're singing exactly my tune, Nicholas, because I am very much a grassroots person, and I think that government is, in this country, government is supposed to be responsible to the people, to the taxpayers. As a public servant, which is what I am, I work for the taxpayers. The taxpayers are my boss. So I think absolutely we should be as accessible to the taxpayers as we are to our bosses at our jobs. I do find that that's not always the case, especially here, and one of my goals is to open government up to the regular people here, and I'm hoping that you'll help me do that in any ways that you can with the folks in your generation.
Absolutely. And this is my last, and this is a very special question. I want to again thank you for your commitment to the children here in Memphis and Shelby County. And just recently I received a letter on behalf of Princess Madeline of Sweden, one from Queen Elizabeth II and Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands. Do you think that these documents can inspire a better generation and a better educated city and county and government? And can these documents in the future be kind of like a Magna Carta, or documents that reflect a more educated Memphis and Shelby County? And if so, would the county government be willing to partner with me to making kind of like a children's museum regarding these documents?
Well, anytime we're talking about making a museum, that requires taxpayer funds, and it's tight times for money right now. But I do think when you were giving me the names of all the people who had responded to you, that's quite a list. I mean, just from a historian's standpoint, that has to be a pretty neat list to have. I'd be very interested in seeing if there are ways that we can preserve that, perhaps in partnership with one of the museums here in town, or with one of the university maybe, to see if there's not a way to preserve this for future generations. And that speaks really well for you, Nicholas, that you've taken the initiative to go out and contact these people.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer, and this is concluding my CNN Hour Report documentary with Commissioner Heidi Schaefer of Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you.
Thank you.